Hello and welcome in. My name is Karen. This is Lost Souls Tarot. I hope you're having a lovely weekend and enjoying the start of spring, which is fabulous. The daffodils are still out here. Um, and unfortunately, when I went for a walk with Luna today, tick season has started, so I've had to buy her a tick collar because she's a kind of mid-length here German Shepherd, and her fur collects lots of ticks, unfortunately, especially the places I take her for walks. I'm going to start with the three from the Wild Known Archetypes. I'll need the book for this one. So we'll just get a little beginning, a middle, and an end. It's usually kind of, not always, but usually kind of shows a kind of growth journey for either the collective or someone you know. The thread, I have no idea what this one is. I've never had this one before, never seen it before. There's a lot of black in this. It looks like the red thread, like the red cords that we can, there's what was it? No, it's not red string theory, red string theory. Is that right? Am I making that up? Oh, we've got the pilgrim in reverse. So someone's maybe a little bit stuck, but again, we'll look up the meaning of that one. Oh, I'm getting cards I've never heard before today. This is exciting. And we've got the vision in the reverse. Okay, I'm getting the energy of somebody attached to someone and being very blocked. That's kind of just my first kind of vibe, but I'm gonna go and read what each of the cards are. I've never had any of those cards before. Sometimes I get ones that come out all the time that are just the same. So this one is number 70, the thread, and it's in the upright. I realise I have my old lady expression on there. My wee beaker look. Like Beaker from the Muppets. Hang on. The vessel. The next one is the thread. The path, the vein, the circuit. Someone's path, okay? Now there's a lot of dark here, but there's a rainbow at the top. I'll give it that. Okay. When light, the circuit of meaning within chaos. Okay. Life is a tangle. So much happens simultaneously and circuitous. I can't say that word. Circuitously, leaving us grappling for meaning and direction in a network of distractions. When we connect to the energy of the thread, however, we strike the deepest vein in the body. Our whole being responds to its tug, meaning it's pumped through our bloodstream. Our mind and spirits are lifted. We remember who we are and what we came into this world to do. Though this happens on the most profound level, it could be the simplest incident that activates the thread. A song, an image, a conversation heard in passing. No matter how confusing and multi-layered our modern lives become, if we're connected to the thread, we are free. Being tethered to it is the only anchor our heart requires. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Right. This is pretty deep. Okay. All right, so we've got the Pilgrim in reverse. That's number 20. And the reverse. Now, they don't give you much for the reverse. So when the upright, it would be learns, grows, adapts, studies. When dark, aloof, non-committal, flaky. So this is someone who, yeah, this is someone who doesn't go within. This is someone who doesn't practice hermit energy. Sorry, there we go, that's better. I just noticed that was just kind of not very tidy in the background. There we go. The Pilgrim to me is kind of like the Hermit, or which is Virgo energy, or the Four of Swords, which is about going within, or even a little bit of the Hanged Man, which is about enlightenment. It's about going within, looking deep within. This is somebody who doesn't. This isn't a wanderer, a traveler, an apprentice, someone who's adventurous. This is someone who's stuck, aloof, non-committal, flaky. Someone who's hot and cold, doesn't want commitment. Is it possible that, okay, right, I'm seeing where this is going. Let's just look at the vision. We'll take that and then so that's 15. Hang on, that's just, oh no, 55. I can't read my Roman numerals, guys. The vision. So in the upright, and it's in the reverse, The vision is the dream, the imagined, the revealed, potent imagination, synchronicity, trust. When dark, or in the reverse, disconnected from art and dreams, listless, aimless. Okay. So this could be taken one of two ways. This could be the collective's energy, which is you've been feeling the tug and the thread, but you've not really been going within, and you've not really been feeling attached to your creative side. You've maybe not been expressing your emotions. The one that I think the way that it will probably be interpreted for most of you is that this is the thread. Now, I don't know if you know about red string theory, but you know, like if you have a strong soul bond or a soul tie to someone, I'm not going to pretend to know red string theory, but it's like you've got an energetic cord between you and this other person. It feels that the person you may be tethered to doesn't go within and they're aimless, they're listless, they've got no direction. But again, take that as it resonates. You might have just gone through a period of listlessness and no direction, and that's perfectly fine if you are going within and healing. But since the pilgrims in the reverse is there, it doesn't feel like that's the collective energy to me. Okay, right, so let's take a Norwegian rune. I'll need to use my phone for this because I haven't memorized all of these. So these are a list of little Norwegian woodcut runes. I do have Norwegian runes up in my... I don't use my homemade decks that much. Whenever I use them, I feel like I make the readings, like the readings are longer than an hour, so I'm not sure if that's particularly appealing to the listener. Fehu. There's a whole bunch of sheep, 3 sheep, and funnily enough, what looks like a red string all knotted up here on the side here. Okay, I'm just going to look up Fehu. I can't remember. Fehu rune. The Fehu rune is the rune of the Elder Futhark, symbolising wealth, prosperity, fertility, and abundance. Pronounced Fehu. It represents cattle, a primary mobile form of wealth in ancient Germanic societies, signifying that true prosperity should be circulated and shared rather than hoarded, acting as a spark for continued success and energy flow. Okay. Wealth, prosperity, fertility. See, it has such a juxtaposition to these two energies, which is why I think this is someone you're connected to with a really strong energetic tie, or like a soul bond, or someone you thought you were so connected to. Because this feels like you, but it's almost like you've got this weight attached to you. You know, like lead boots. It's kind of the energy I'm getting. Okay, let's go for... I really enjoyed the crow. Oops. Well, that's half my tarot deck on the floor now. Well done, Karen. I'm just going to see what's falling on the floor there for you guys. We've got Judgment and the World. And, oh, there's quite a few fell, actually. Judgment and the World and the Fool. 4 of Pentacles holding on, and 8 of Swords trapped in your head. Okay. Interesting. This is the Urban Crow Oracle deck. Oops. There's a German Shepherd in that one. Mimicry. I've never noticed mimicry. It's spelled like me cry. Yeah. That's too many. Oh, no. Oops, yeah, that's far too many. Right, so we had mimicry. It's a kind of German Shepherd sitting in... Oh, that's dandelions, all the little clocks from dandelions. And he's staring at the crow. I feed the birds out my back, and occasionally pigeons will come along and kind of hoard it. But I had 2 crows the other morning, and I could hear one of them cawing. And I went to look at them at the window, and they could see I was looking at them out the window, and I was like, "You're fine, just the food's for you, take it." And then his little mate came down, and she went, "Ah, ah, ah." And then so I went, "Rah, rah, rah," back, and then she did it again. She went, or he, I'm not sure which was which. One had a fluffy head, the other one didn't. It was the one with the fluffy head. And then she went, "Ah, ah," back after I did it and I was like, there we go. I communicated with the crows. Insight. So we've got mimicry and insight. What's interesting about this insight is the crow is storing what looks like stones or something of value to the crow in a jar, almost like savings. Getting a little bit of a Seven of Pentacles vibe from this one. It's almost like investing or storing your whatever's precious to you for a rainy day. A little bit like squirrels, you know, burying their nuts at the beginning of winter, then never going back to get them, apparently. I've still got my little transfer tattoos on from yesterday, by the way, if you watched the last reading. This mimicry. Remember what night? There's a lot of dark in this thread as well. If you're not resonating with the red string and that cord of connection to someone else, it's possible you've just been through a really dark period of, I don't want to say depression, possibly just a dark night of the soul. And maybe during that time, you didn't feel like going within. Again, this can go one or two ways. And when I get to the cards, it will be clear which direction we're going to go in. Anomaly. Ooh, do you feel different? Do you feel like you don't fit in? I can completely empathise with that. What we've got here is a white crow in amongst a whole host of black crows, looking different, standing out. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being different. Why would you want to be beige and grey like everybody else? Be your true self. Yeah. So that's coming out after night. It's almost like night and day here. So I'm not going to read on this mimicry card. It's strange. Release. Yeah. You need to let go of whatever this is, whatever this thread. There's a lot of black in that in this night. Got a really heavy energy in my chest coming through. You need to let something go, or you're going to let something go. If you're resonating with it being this person who doesn't go within and doesn't have a creative spark and they're stagnant, etc., this will, if it's someone you need to let go, you need to let go of the thread. There's literally a hand holding on to this red thread here, and you need to let it go. You need to let this person go. And it might just, you know, you might not have spoken to this person in years, but there's a part of you that's still holding on. Because that's what, if you're letting this person go, leads to your abundance and wealth. Right. I'm still not 100% certain about this mimicry card, so tell me about this mimicry, please. That one. You're very close to achieving your goal. Gibeus moon. So Gibeus moon is somewhere between half moon and full moon. Very close. Mimicry. Oh, have you maybe been inspired by someone and you're not trying to copy them, but you're trying to, that's an unfair word to use, you're maybe trying to, I don't want to say replicate either, just, I think maybe you're inspired by someone. I just say imitation is the best form of flattery. Or maybe you've got someone who's, oh, no, this mimicry is about trying to fit in. Right, that makes sense. Yeah, I get it now. This mimicry is about trying to fit in, but this has just led to you feeling really down, depressed, abandoning yourself. And instead what you've done is you've chosen to be yourself, which is stand out. Be the white crow amongst the black crows. And you're letting go of whatever it was you wanted to do to fit in. So you try to copy, well, I mean, copy is maybe a strong word, but you maybe made yourself smaller to fit in. Something that I've done all my, actually I've not done it all my life. I stopped doing it a long time ago. But self-acceptance takes a long time as well. We had expect powerful gosh, it's gracious, I can't do words. Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. And then we've got Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. Hang on, I'll get hair in my eye, guys. Okay. He could be a Pisces. Bit of moon energy there. Funnel. Was Pisces moon card? Yes, it is. Sorry, I was just having a moment there. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Yeah, so part of this dark, I think this is a dark night of the soul. I'm really getting that here. Like you had to let go of. I get a really heavy feeling of trying to be like everybody else, but not fitting in anyway, and it getting you really down. And you were possibly even in a relationship that looked good from the outside, but in reality, this person had no ability to go within and no creative spark, and it was just, and the whole relationship feels like it was just dead, stagnant, grey, beige. And that's often a sign that you're with the wrong person, especially if you're trying to act a certain way to fit in and you can't be this. You can't be the white crow. That white crow is beautiful. Why would you want to be a black crow? Be the white crow. Stand out. A win-win outcome is forecast. Okay, that's coming out on top of anomaly in this white crow. Full moon in Libra. That tells me that being yourself is how you reach your fehu or fehu. Oh, I can't remember how to pronounce it now. I'm probably doing it wrong. So what do we need to release? Tell me what needs to be released. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Bit of Emperor energy there. So you need to release something. Fiery energy. And to be fair, this crow is looking into... Is it looking at its reflection in some water? I'm not really sure what that crow's doing, but there's a lot of red just right here in the middle as well. Maybe root chakra. You need to release something. I suspect since it's at the opposite end, it's to do with this kind of trying to be like others to fit in. But the cards may tell me something else. Right, let's go for the true emotional deck. What we can get here. Oops. Firestorm leapt out, but it's in the reverse. Again, a lot of red in this one. I've got turning your back in the reverse as well. So Firestorm in the upright is karma, drama, endings, loss, mental breakdown. Okay. So you shrank yourself to be like others to keep the peace. Did you maybe get picked on for being different when you were younger? We've got turning your back in the reverse. We've got to expect powerful change. Did you not turn your back on people you maybe should have? Did you let others people? So this, I'm not meaning to sound judgmental at all. I mean, we've all done it. I do apologise. That's not how I mean to come across. It's just that how it's coming to me. Illumination. Truth, discovery, awakening. Somebody's had a dark night of the soul. You balanced your spirituality and practicality, and you see things clearly now. You've had an awakening. Just fantastic. And you're like, I don't care if I'm the white crow. I'm happy to stand out like a sore thumb. Got happily single coming out here. I'm going to take it though because it's part of a bigger group. Oopsie. Too many. Yeah. I'm just kind of feeling a little bit sense of a self-abandonment here. Like people pleasing. Not being yourself to make other people happy. Getting readings. Well, if you're here, maybe this is you. Okay, or someone's getting readings on you. I do a weird feeling the High Priestess is going to come out. Not with these cards, obviously, but with the tarot. Moving on, letting go, loving you, free. God, that's coming out on top of release. Honestly, you can't make this up. Honestly, just wow. Moving on, letting go, loving you, free. Yeah, you've let whatever this was in the. I'm getting this is what you've been through, which is like a dark night of the soul. This is where you were, and this is where you are, which is letting go and just being yourself and being that white crow. Getting in touch with your spiritual side as well. Okay. Right, which tarot deck do we want to use first? Okay, this is the Cosmic Coven tarot. Let's start with this one. Oh, I forgot how nice this deck was to shuffle. Nope, nope, not those ones, not those ones. Okay, we've got the Five of Cups. Now, Five of Cups is about sadness, regret over something. I think because I've got you or the collective, kind of being like others to fit in and doing it to keep the peace, I think ultimately this made you very, very sad. I think this has made you sad within. This feels like your energy. Because you were kind of abandoning yourself for other people, which is people pleasing essentially. We've got the Queen of Swords coming out. So you've got some clarity, some truth, which is coming out on top of, I mean, we've got insight here as well. We've got to expect powerful change. What's interesting, we've got turning your back in the reverse here. Oh, yeah, this is all about the internal journey. You decided not to turn your back on yourself and who you are. That's what it is. And then I've got the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy. I mean, he's literally got two rainbows going into the tops of people's heads here. I mean, the Hierophant can be someone in a position of authority or power in the legal system, police officer. In this instance, I think it's just because the person's kind of like shooting rainbows into the two people's heads. I think this is about gaining wisdom, and it's coming right out on top of illumination as well. So I think you're the Hierophant. Possibly you could be a Taurus. You don't have to be. It's just the energy, which is stable. We can be a little stubborn as well, but stable, practical, good with our pentacles. Ace of Swords, getting readings. So you're getting a lot of clarity, a lot of insight. And I mean, that's coming out on top of a win outcome is forecast, and you just being your true white crow self. Okay, tell me about letting go. What do we need to let go of? Five of Wands, internal conflict, chaos. Did you suffer, and if this is resonating with you, you may have suffered from anxiety because you weren't being yourself, because you're trying to be like others, and it made you sad. But you're letting go of whatever, and it's almost like I'm getting this feeling of like this inner battle with between wanting to be yourself and kind of wanting to appear to others the way you felt would make them happy. But the ultimately is, if people aren't happy, there's nothing you can do that will ever make them happy. You know, they will pick fault and find flaws. Five of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Five of Cups, Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles, 555, out in the cold. I mean, that's just kind of reflecting exactly what I said. Like, even if you change yourself for people to make them happy, it's never enough because you're not responsible for other people's happiness. And I think even doing this and kind of, you know, not creating drama, being yourself, kind of fitting in, squeezing, you know, when you're a circle trying to fit yourself into a square shape, it still left you feeling out in the cold. It still left you feeling in a lack mindset. The Emperor on top of the Queen of Swords. This is your energy. Again, the Emperor is Aries energy. I mean, we've got the Emperor, the Hierophant, and the Queen of Swords here. That is some serious stepping into your power here. Something. At some point, you gather some insight. And it might have been this thread, because the thread was the first card to come out. It might have been that tug. And you might have just been a little bit, I don't want to say we're asleep, but something happened. An event. We've got a new moon eclipse here, and then we've got this powerful change. Something happened that gave you insight, that gave you this Queen of Swords, being able to see the truth, and helped you step into your Emperor energy and become the Hierophant. And that will resonate differently with everybody, because it was talking about that one thing, that one event that changes everything, that tugs on that thread. And it's different for everyone. For me, my spiritual awakening happened when somebody from 30 years ago got back in touch with me. And it was not a pleasant experience. Right, okay, I'm going to take these cards. So we've got, am I doing this in the right? Oh, have I mixed these round the other way? Do you know what? I'm just going to do them again, because I'm not sure, I can't remember which order they came out in. It was the Three of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and I don't remember what the middle card was. I've got the Hermit. Okay. So you have gone within. Virgo energy here. A lot of earth energy here, because the Hierophant's Taurus. Virgo is also earth energy. We've got the Emperor here. This is a really strong spiritual awakening. This is really stepping into your power, really owning who you are, understanding that you're in charge of your empire, possibly letting this thread go, this just feels like a weight around somebody's neck, whoever this Pilgrim in the reverse and this Vision in the reverse is. And maybe it's just symbolic of the people around you who you were trying to shrink yourself to fit in for. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. And, well, we had the Three of Pentacles come out before with those three cards that fell out. So it's clearly the Three of Pentacles that needed to come out. Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. He, plants seeds as he goes. So that, and that makes him move slowly, but he's basically planting the seeds as he goes to invest for tomorrow, to create that 7, 8, 9, 10 of Pentacles. Planting seeds of whatever you think abundance is. So this has been a slow journey for you. It can also be about strategy and planning. I get the feeling that this has been a really slow journey for you to be comfortable being the white crow. Not covering yourself in suit or whatever you were doing to make yourself look like a black crow, but be going, hey, look, my feathers are white and I'm perfectly happy with that. Yeah, I don't fit in. That's okay. Like me or love me. Stay or go, whatever. I'm kind of getting that kind of attitude here. I mean, the Three of Pentacles coming out on top of the Five of Wands. Oh, so we've got release, moving on, letting go. And so we're releasing not only internal conflict and chaos, but working with others, and probably working with others who make you feel this internal chaos, who make you feel a bit icky inside, for want of a better word. I didn't realize until last year that I've been able to read people's energies all my life, but I ignored my intuition, and I now realize that that weird feeling in my stomach I had around people and that discomfort was my nervous system telling me that person wasn't safe. And I recognize it completely. But this is almost like you're letting go and releasing people that you that make you feel that way, that when you're working with them give you this weird feeling inside. That's kind of how that one's resonating with me. Let's go. Queen of Wands. She always comes out with this deck. I like this deck. A really nice vibe from this deck. Queen of Wands, Four of Swords, more kind of minor to the Hermit kind of energy there. I'm just going to take the line. Not sure where we're going with this. That one. What's that one? Four of Swords, Four of Pentacles. Holding on. What are you holding on to? Page of Pentacles. That's too many. Oh no, they're all boxed now. Ah! Four of Wands want to come out there. Oh, I'm getting sleepy, guys. I took Luna out for a big walk this morning, but it was just, I didn't bring my hat and it was really windy and I've got like the equivalent of an ice cream headache from the cold wind. Two of Pentacles. So going from the 3 to the 2. Okay. So I'm going to start from this end. Don't ask me why this is the way I'm being directed to go. But whatever you're letting go of, let go of this internal chaos and people who make you feel uncomfortable, who make you feel 5 of Wands on the inside, leads to balance, which is fantastic because it goes from 3 to the 2. And I get to the feeling that you've shed some people, because the 3 of Pentacles is about working with others. But this one is it's working with others on top of the 5 of Wands, which is not a nice measurement. But letting them go leads to 2 of Pentacles, which leads to balance. I'm getting balance with that one. A bit of temperance energy coming out. Okay, so we've got the Page of Pentacles on top of the Knight of Pentacles. That's, to me, is just about taking your pentacle and going and investing it somewhere else for me. Somewhere else, somewhere new, in people who want to work with you, who don't make you feel 5 of Wands inside. 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, Queen of Wands. 4 of Pentacles is a bit holding on. What are you holding on to? It's not clear what you're holding on to here. I mean, it's coming out on top of the Hermit. Unless it's this thread. Did you hold? You might have hung on too long, which is what caused this Dark Night of the Soul. Queen of Wands can be quite a witchy energy. It's a lot of red, very red card, very red. And with this Firestorm in reverse card here as well. Yeah. I mean, I know I've got Emperor, all of this energy here, this concentration of energy here, which was the Queen of Swords, Emperor, Hermit, and which one was that? Oh, the Hierophant. Really powerful stepping into energy here. Really, and this looks like it was a catalyst for it. At some point you stepped into your Queen of Wands energy. When you realised that you even not being yourself led to you being in the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles, out in the cold anyway, and unhappy and miserable, and basically Firestorm in the reverse to me is people pleasing in a nice possible way. It was the absolute catalyst for you to absolutely step up into your Queen of Wands energy. Queen of Wands could be a fire sign, so that would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We did have Aries come out with the Emperor here. And then we have the 4 of Swords coming out here on top of the Emperor, which was, again, we've already got the Hermit out. 4 of Swords is kind of reiterating that. Okay, let's do one last line. I sound like I'm doing hard drugs. One last line, guys. Yeah. Right, this is my Lord of the Rings deck. I'll try and not froth about the characters on it too much and just the Fool. Got Frodo and Gollum. Ah, I did it already. Got Frodo and Gollum. And what looks like Mordor or those mountains, the Eamon Mule. The Fool, new beginning. At some point you decided, when you stepped into Queen's at One's energy, you decided you wanted a new beginning. You got enlightened, you got some insight. You stopped turning your back on yourself. You stepped into your Emperor energy after stepping into Queen of Wands energy. And then what happened? Death. Permanent endings. You let people who no longer serve you or aren't for your highest and greatest good go, which is a really hard thing to do, but it's an act of self-love. If people are damaging for you, if they're bad for your mental health, your emotional well-being, anything along those lines, and if you've had poor boundaries with them, the minute you start trying to enact boundaries or explain to them how they should be treating you, it's too late. They're already taking you for granted. They're already set in their ways. They already are quite happy treating you that way. They wouldn't have treated you that way in the first place. Or they shouldn't have. 8 of Cups, walking away. Well, I mean, that's just kind of reconfirming. So you're walking away from holding on. Right, that makes sense now that the 8 of Cups has come out. Oopsie! 8 of Rings, which is the same as 8 of Pentacles. Oh, interesting. 8 of Pentacles can have quite a lot of different meanings. Can be about mastering a craft, or, you know, it comes after the 7 of Pentacles or the 7 of Rings, which is, you know, investing. And then the 8 is, you know, you've been working on so long, you've become an expert at it. It can also be about a job. Let me just take the next card. Just a bit of clarification on that one. It's not resonating with the other cards at the moment. Unless 8 is significant. 9. 9 of Cups. Independent happiness. Okay, with this 8 of Pentacles or 8 of Rings, what I'm getting is that it's taken some work and a lot of hard work to get through this. This doesn't feel like a 5-minute thing. This feels like over years, possibly a decade of stepping out of, in your youth probably, and you know how old you are, but in your youth or in your younger years, you know, you copying other people to fit in. Clearly we've got a German Shepherd here who's staring at the crow. The German Shepherd is trying to make itself into a crow. The German Shepherd is never going to be a crow, you know. And then it's taken a lot of hard work to, you know, I'm feeling sad, feeling out cold, possibly being in a situation, being in relationships that were just depleting and draining, being people pleasing, eventually led you to step into your Queen of Wands energy and take a leap of faith, and you gain some insight. You made some permanent endings, and that's a lot of hard work. I'm getting the feeling this is a lot of internal work, and I've got this dark night of the soul right in the middle here, and it's taken a lot of hard work for you to be comfortable being the white crow, and for you to just be yourself and not care what anybody thinks. And the freedom that comes with not caring what other people think is fantastic. It really is. And that's what I'm getting the vibe from that eight of Pentacles in this instance. It doesn't always have that meaning, but today it does. And then I've got the 9 of Cups. So you're in that's a fabulous card to finish with. Doesn't mean you're in a relationship with someone. You're in a relationship with yourself. And your relationship with yourself is giving you the 9 of Cups, which is fantastic. And that's coming out on top of the 2 of Pentacles, which was giving me a real balanced temperance vibe. I'm going to leave that there. I'm not going to do anything else. I don't think anything else needs clarified. I hope you are having a lovely start to your spring. We now have the skies cleared. It was very dull here this morning. It's now blue skies this afternoon, but quite fresh and chilly. I might have some more. I'm off work for the next 2 weeks. So I might have some more daytime readings rather than some of them being posted late at night. So I'm just waffling now. I just like talking to you guys. I'm now up to 44 subscribers. Thank you so much. If you're a returning subscriber and you've made it this far and you've not switched off because, you know, I'm a waffler and I mumble and my accent's dreadful. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, leaving comments, hypes, whatever you do. I'm so very, very grateful. And I appreciate every single one of you, and I'm just delighted because this is a very new channel. I'm just delighted I'm not talking into the void. So have a lovely rest of your day, rest of your week, if you ever If you never return again, have a lovely have a lovely life. And I'll speak to you. Who anybody wants to come back, I'll speak to you again soon. Okay. Bye bye.